Ethan Miller checked into the motel just after sunset. It was the kind of place people stayed only when they had no better option. A long, single-story building, flickering lights, a parking lot that felt too open and too empty at the same time. The sign outside read Oak Valley Motel, but several letters were burned out, leaving only fragments glowing in red. Ethan had been driving for nearly 10 hours. His phone battery was almost dead, and the next town was miles away. He didn't argue when the clerk handed him the key. Room 304. The clerk hesitated before sliding the key across the counter. His eyes lingered on Ethan for a second longer than necessary. "Checkout is at 11, the clerk said flatly. "If you hear anything, just ignore it." Ethan frowned, but the clerk was already looking away. The room smelled old. Not dirty, just abandoned by time. The carpet was worn thin, the walls stained a dull yellow. One lamp flickered no matter how many times Ethan tapped it. He locked the door behind him and dropped his bag on the bed. At exactly 1:48 a.m., Ethan woke up. The TV was on. He was sure he hadn't turned it on. White static filled the screen, buzzing softly. As he reached for the remote, he noticed something else. The bathroom light was on. The door was open just a crack. From inside the bathroom, water dripped steadily into the sink. Ethan stood and pushed the door open fully. The sink was dry. The faucet was off. The dripping sound stopped the moment he stepped inside. When he returned to the bedroom, the TV was off. He didn't sleep after that. At 3:09 a.m., there was a knock on the door. Slow, deliberate. 3 knocks. Ethan froze beside the bed. He didn't respond. The knock came again, same rhythm, same force. Then a voice spoke from the other side of the door. Not loud, not angry, almost polite. "Sir, you left the light on." Ethan swallowed hard. The hallway light outside cast a shadow under the door, but it wasn't moving. It was stretched too long, as if whoever stood there wasn't standing close to the door at all. "I didn't order room service," Ethan said, his voice barely steady. Silence. Then the doorknob twitched, just once. Ethan backed away until his shoulders hit the wall. He didn't hear footsteps leave. He didn't hear anything at all. At dawn, exhaustion finally pulled him to sleep. He dreamed of standing in the motel hallway, staring at a door that wasn't his. The number on the door kept changing, melting and reforming, until it finally settled on 304. The door opened by itself. Inside was the same room, but empty, except for someone standing in the corner, facing the wall. When Ethan woke up, his throat was sore. The clock read 6:41 a.m. The bathroom mirror was fogged, as if someone had just taken a hot shower. Written into the fog were 3 words, traced slowly with a finger. "You were late." Ethan didn't pack. He ran. He left the key on the bed and drove off without looking back. He didn't stop until he reached the next city. Weeks later, a local news article mentioned Oak Valley Motel. Room 304 had been sealed off years ago after a long-term guest died inside. No cause of death was ever officially recorded. Staff claimed the guest was found standing upright in the corner of the room, facing the wall. The article mentioned one final detail. According to motel records, room 304 was never rented out after midnight. Well, Ethan Miller checked in at 11:52 p.m., which meant someone else opened the room for him, and whoever knocks on the door at 3:09 a.m. is still waiting for him to answer.